Hi, how are you today? Welcome to Monday Moments with Fran. I hope you have had a good day so far. For those of you who know me really well, you'll know that about 10 years ago, I started wearing glasses, having some issues with my eyes, and they tried different various glasses to try and rectify it. And then some other stuff happened and I stopped wearing glasses. But last year, my eyesight was getting kind of it was not the greatest, particularly when I was driving at night. And so I went back to the opticians and they prescribed me some new glasses. Now, the day I went to pick them up, I walked out of, I think it was Specsavers, and wearing these new glasses, it felt like I was a new person and everything looked different. The trees were greener. The shapes of the leaves were more clear. Everything looked different. And it was amazing. It was like, wow, I didn't know that I wasn't seeing with so much clarity until that point. So I do have my glasses. I mostly wear them for driving. What do you think? They're actually from the men's section of Specsavers, but anyway. So yeah, everything looked different. And it kind of was such a glimpse or an insight into a lot of the times we need to shift our perspective to see the truth of a situation or to see something for what it really, really is. So this is what I want to talk about today, and it's today's encouragement. What needs to shift in your perspective, particularly when it comes to things that we have no capability to change. Perhaps it's things of the past, or perhaps it's other people, and we can't change them, but we do have the ability to change our perspective on that thing or that situation. There was a time when I was really struggling to forgive somebody, and the Lord gave me a revelation of that person that then changed my perspective on them and allowed me to really forgive them in a lot quicker way than if I didn't have that new understanding or that new way of looking at them and their situation. You see, when we shift our perspective, it takes us outside of ourselves at times and perhaps into their shoes, and we look at things very differently. Your perspective can change your life. Maybe not physically, but because of the way that you see things, you will change. I've been mentoring for probably about 20 years in different capacities, and one of the things I've done is mentor students, and sharing information and sharing new ways of doing things can help them shift their perspective. It gives them a new insight. And very often students will say to me, oh, I never saw it like that, or I didn't know it could be like that. It's because their perspective has changed on how to address an issue or tackle a particular problem. Time management seems to be a really, really key thing at the moment. And, giving people an understanding or insight into how they can look at things differently, it changes everything. So my encouragement today is really, really simple. If there's an area that you cannot change and you're really challenged, change your perspective. Pray to have a new perspective. Have a chat with somebody, talk things through, and see what other information can be shared or learned to shift your perspective on that thing. I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and I was sharing something that is personally challenging to me at the moment. And I was, talking about this particular thing, and they said to me, but Fran, what have you learned? And immediately it changed how I thought about that particular issue. I was like, that's such a good question. And I began to reflect on not so much the issues, but what have I learned? What am I learning through this process? So when things are tough, but your perspective changes, it somehow helps you and enables you to walk the journey and to, have more grace or more patience and wisdom to walk that thing out. There's a reason for absolutely everything. And if we're struggling to understand the reason for something, maybe a shift in our perspective can help. So guys, that's your encouragement, possibly a challenge to some of you, but really, really seek wisdom, seek other people out to help you get a new perspective, and of course pray for revelation, pray for an insight, pray for understanding to see and approach your situation differently. There are certain things that you will never ever be able to change, including certain people, because that's not our job to change people. And when we're not able to do that, we can feel frustrated, or at least I know I have at times felt incredibly frustrated with some things. But when our perspective changes, we see things completely differently. And it helps, I feel, for us to get to a resolve, get to a peace, get to understanding, and continue walking that journey. So whatever you're going through, be encouraged. Things can look different, and you can be a different person as you approach it. So have a fantastic week. Please remember to go and encourage somebody else, and I look forward to speaking to you next week. God bless you.